Here's the Eagle. Let's see if I can. Pretty cool old barn here too. Needs a little work. Yeah, nice property. Big silos. So there it is. All right, we're getting ready to tear into the Eagle here, and it is a 66, not a 68. And tell us a little bit about what you know about the engine.
It's not the original engine. I believe it's from the 70s. It's in there backwards. They told me, and it's got a 10-speed transmission on it, Fuller, and the rear ends have been swapped around. So the tag axle's in the back. It used to be in the front. That's about all I know. I bought it off of a guy in South Carolina a couple years ago, and I don't know too much about diesels, so I need a little help.
So we know that it's got the exhaust leak on it, so we're not getting peak performance out of the turbo probably. And we're gonna do a tune-up on it. And what else do we have going on?
The exhaust leak and...
Oh, the Jake brakes aren't working?
The Jake brake, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll start tearing into all that. I'm gonna have you go ahead and maybe, can we start it up here?
Sure.
So that, yeah, the V-band clamp is not on correctly. I can see it here at an angle. That's where I could feel the exhaust coming out. If that's the only leak, that'll be an easy one to fix. We don't have to pull the radiator or anything. Woo-hoo! That will be nice. So we're working on the Jake brake non-op issue. Just confirmed on the Jake brake buffer switch there that the top wire, that's what comes in from the switch on the dash, and that is getting power when he turns the Jake brake switch on. The buffer switch is not completing the circuit. If I add power to the right side, which is the yellow wire on there, the right bank Jake brakes work. The left bank, the wire is off and laying here. But when I add power to that wire, then the left bank Jake brakes work. So our problem is the buffer switch. We just need to figure out if it's just dirty inside there or what. See if we can clean it and get it working. But at least the Jake brakes are operational. Just one little thing stopping them from working. This will be after the tune-up. Okay. Much smoother.
It runs a lot smoother.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot smoother.
I'm like, holy shit.
So when we get 12 volts on the feed line here, it wasn't coming through to here, but I made an adjustment on the buffer switch, and now when you let off the throttle, it pushes and activates the switch. You have to be going down the highway because it's made to shut off the Jake brakes before you come to a stop at idle, so you can't just flip it on at idle. But it's working. I just checked it and had him rev it up to 1,000 RPMs, let off the throttle with the Jake brake switch on, and then I would detect 12 volt at the other side of the switch. So it is working now, and we know that I energized both of these wires individually, and the Jakes worked on both sides mechanically. Everything worked on the Jakes. Okay, I think that I am actually done here. He thought I'd be here 2 to 3 days, and really got it all done in one day. The biggest thing was that exhaust leak. That was a major exhaust leak that he thought something was really bad. We thought the radiator was going to have to come out and everything just to be able to even get to that side. Turned out it's just a misaligned on the clamp, and I was able to take things apart and get it back together over there without the leak now, and less than an hour to do that part. So that's good. The tune-up went great. One side was adjusted really pretty close. Like 3 or 4 valves were out, and 2 injectors were not right. The others were fine. The other side, everything was off on it. So, and it was actually, ironically, the easy to get to side is the one that was bad, and the hard to get to one was the one that was good. So maybe somebody fiddled with it because it was easy to get to. I'm not really sure. I have no idea, but I would have expected it the other way around. The side that was hard to get to is the side that would have been messed up, but it wasn't. The Jake brakes, we're gonna take it for a test drive in the morning. It's been a long, hot day here today. It's not quite, I think, 4 o'clock. So we're going to take it for a test drive in the morning, and that everything on the bench says that the Jake brake should be working when we drive it now. I watched everything work in operational theory when it was running. It should work on the test drive, and the engine ran so smooth after that tune-up. It just purred. It was great to hear it like that. He was excited. He noticed the very second that it started. He's like, "Wow, that was amazing!" So that was really cool. But yeah, that's everything. I got under there. We had to adjust the clutch. That has a 10-speed Fuller transmission in it that somebody put in it, and they didn't really leave a clutch adjustment in there. They welded everything together, and it was at one part I thought it was a turnbuckle, and it wasn't. There was just 2 rods that are welded together. But we got it, and he should be pretty good to go. But we'll make sure that in the morning with the test drive.